Hello everyone. So welcome to my channel that is Divine Insights. So today I will be sharing some of the insights related um to the moon and the very important things that we come in that we need to check in any chart. Okay, when it comes to knowing the profession or what is the purpose of the life and also career aspects too. So the most important thing that we have to see in any chart is uh, the it is actually the moon, because moon that represents your mind. So wheresoever moon is placed, that's where your most of the energy and mind and thinking will be running towards. And yeah, you will always be connected to that particular house every time. So that's the reason it's very important to know the moon placement in the chart. So in which zodiac sign and in which house it is placed in, and also its nakshatra. Because nakshatra, in whichsoever nakshatra the moon is placed, that we consider as the birth nakshatra itself. And it plays very important role in shaping your life. Okay. And yeah, we and the lord of that nakshatra also plays very important in this thing. And for example, let me take a example. Okay. So for example, if moon is placed in fifth house, okay, consider in any uh consider like, yeah, it's placed in fifth house in Aries in Ashwini nakshatra. So here the it's fifth house. So basically fifth house, in natural chart, fifth house is uh, ruled by sun. Okay. So you can consider that fifth house is actually the house of education. So this person might be so much interest in taking knowledge, education. This person might also be well in creativity, because fifth house also talks about art, creativity too. And yeah, and it is also the house which represents the children. So this person might be very much interested in children. uh, so I think yeah, this is about house. So this is what you get to know about the house, that is fifth house. So if we consider this as Aries, so the Aries, okay, so the Aries is ruled by the Mars. So what this actually indicates, see, basically the Aries represents your body. Okay, so this person will be more obsessed with himself, so that we can say, because Aries, it's basically the first house, which represents us, our personality and how we look, the appearance part as well, the body, the structure, everything. And it's a sign which talks more about the self development and leadership qualities. And that's the reason even sun gets exalted here. And Mars is the Mars is a ruler of the sign. And yeah, so from sign we can come to this kind of conclusion, like how it might work. Basically the zodiac sign talks about the kind of environment you get. Okay. And when we talk then about nakshatra, if I consider Ashwini nakshatra, okay, so this nakshatra is ruled by Ketu. So this person might always be this person might always be in a mode of like doing something or trying out different things. And this person will absolutely be very fast in executing anything, because it's a Ashwini nakshatra and it's ruled by Ketu. And the animal that is attached to this particular nakshatra is actually the horse. So you can get to know from this that it is very fast, it's very goal oriented. So because of the traits of this nakshatra, this person will also always be in a hurry to do multiple things at multiple time. And yeah, you can consider him like a master of jack of all. But it depends on him whether he is master of anything or not. I think this kind of fast execution. And always this person will be thinking a lot. His brain will be always in a rot mode, because he will be thinking like hell. Because execution is also what matters here, in Ashwini nakshatra, which is ruled by Ketu. So Okay, from this, what we can consider. Okay, so in whichsoever nakshatra the moon is placed, that nakshatra lord plays a very important role in you, even in your career. So this person will always be, uh, will always be in a furious mood. So when it comes to career, this person is always like executing multiple things at same time. And yeah, he will always be in a confusion too, because he want to do multiple things, he want to do more things, because here it's a energy of horse, so it's very fast, furious, so that kind of energy he will really be, putting in his career. And Ketu also plays a very important role in his career too. And yeah, after that, the important thing that we have to look at is the ascendant. So ascendant is actually, most of the time we get confusion between, zodiac sign and ascendant. So ascendant is actually the rising sign. It's a sign which is rising on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. Okay, so that is ascendant. And zodiac sign is nothing but, whichsoever sign your moon is placed. For example, it can happen that you might be a Aries ascendant, but your moon might be placed in Taurus. So that can happen. In that time, you will be considered as Aries ascendant, but your zodiac sign will be defined by moon, that is nothing but Taurus. Okay, so this was just for example. And one most important thing that you should know is your dasha system. Okay, so that is, the time period that we call as dasha system, that is also starts from the ruler of your um, ruler of the nakshatra where your moon sits. For example, in earlier time, okay, I had taken this example of, okay, of moon placing in fifth house in Aries in Ashwini nakshatra. So here what happens is, since the ruler of the Ashwini nakshatra is Ketu, so this person will be, by the time he is born, he starts from the dasha of Ketu, and then Shukra, and then other rest of the planets dasha comes into play. So this is how you also calculate the dasha system, by looking at the lord, okay, of the nakshatra, okay, where your moon is placed. This is how the dasha system works too. And then, so yeah, as I mentioned, ascendant also matters a lot. Okay, so wheresoever your ascendant lord is placed, that nakshatra, that also plays a very important role. uh, for example, in earlier example I had taken, just consider if Aries is the ascendant and moon is placed in Taurus. So it might be possible that moon might be in any nakshatra which comes in Taurus. But just consider if Mars, if that is placed um, in Uttarashada nakshatra, then Uttarashada nakshatra is Sun's nakshatra. So that's so here sun also plays a very important role. What I mean to tell is, no, just like how we give importance to the moon nakshatra lord, the same way we also give importance to the ascendant lord's nakshatra too. For example, as I mentioned here, if Mars is placed in Uttarashada, it means the nakshatra lord of Uttarashada is sun. So sun also plays very important role in your life and also in your career. So this is how you come to a conclusion where which planet and which house, okay, plays very important role in your life and also in your career too. So then I'll talk more about one important topic, that is, okay, so how to see bhagya in the life. Okay, so like how to see fortune. Okay, so in chart, ninth house is the house which talks about fortune. Okay, and then in charts too you will come across different uh, okay different charts. These are nothing but the division of other charts. Matlab, if you consider D1 is, D1 is a main chart, then if this D1 is divided accordingly, for example, if it is divided according to the accordingly by ninth divisions, then it forms another chart that we call as D9 chart. And if the same D1 is divided by into 10 divisions, then it can be turned as D10. Okay, so D9, it talks about your later life, the true strength of the planets, and also it also talks about your marriage as well. And D10, as a 10, so it talks about more career. So if you want more accurate predictions, not only you should give attention to the D1, you also make sure you give uh, importance to D9 if you want to know more about your marriage, and also to the D10 if you want to know more about your career. Okay. And yes, I'll share uh, one important technique or tip, that is, look, whichsoever house is rising in your D9 is the house which will open your fortune. Okay, because that D9, as it's a 9 division chart of your D1 chart, so it talks more about fortune, the luck factor. So that's the reason whichsoever ascendant you are getting in D9 from D1, okay, that plays very important role in opening your bhagya. For example, let us take any chart. For example, if a chart is formed, okay, by uh, with the same, let's take Aries ascendant itself. So the ascendant is Aries. Okay, let's consider in D1 it is Aries rising, but in D9, if it is forming, okay, if it is taking any, if the rising is becoming Gemini, okay, so okay, let me take the other example, because I think I'm not sure whether is it possible or not, because most of the time what happens is there is a technique. Okay, without this technique, there is a technique that only which this particular house will get this as D9 and not anything else. So that technique is something which is there. That's the reason I'll take something simpler. Okay, just take the example. If someone's ascendant is Sagittarius in D1, and in D9 if it is becoming Gemini, then in Sagittarius chart the Gemini energy falls in 7th house, which means the 7th house plays vital role in opening this person's bhagya or luck fortune factor. So it's 7th house. So what comes in 7th house in Gemini? So as the Gemini represents communication, media, marketing, so this all might come to play in, okay, in opening this person's bhagya. And then 7th house also represents business, so this can also open his bhagya. And also it talks about the uh, marriage as well, so even marriage can open the bhagya of this person. So this is how you see the how a person's bhagya can be seen. So if same, uh, if you're getting the energy of 6th house, okay, from D1 in D9, if uh, in simple words what I meant to tell is, if in D1 it is 6th house which is falling as first house in D9, which is becoming your rising in D9, then it is 6th house which will open your bhagya. So in what comes in 6th house, it is either diseases or any competition or service, and yeah, and lawyer, something like this. So basically solving the problems of the people, so this will open your bhagya. So this is how you will see, how you see from D1 and D9, so what could be the thing that can open your bhagya, the luck fortune factor. So I think for today, uh, this is it. And if you're watching till now, thank you so much, it really means a lot to me. Thank you, bye.